Hey traders, this is Ron. Happy Thursday. Hope you guys are having a great day. As always, everything in this presentation is for educational purposes only. We'll kick off here with the Russell 2000 best performer of the day, up 1.13%. If I zoom out, we still have, the big trading range. Top up there 160, low down here 145, but we had a nice move today. Volumes, so-so over the past maybe 5-6 days. There's only been one down day in that group, and it was a lower volume day. Right now, the immediate target would be up there at 158, and then we need to get over that 160 ballpark, 161 area. If that happens, then the all-time highs from 2 Septembers ago would be the technical target. The Midcaps, they were up 0.84%, nice little pop. Same situation, even though they made a little jump up today. Their target's up there, 360, 361, otherwise support. Watch, was a 332 down to 330-ish. Same thing, nothing's changed, but they are making little small positive moves higher here in their, multi-month channel. Now, let's take a look at the Qs. Qs were up about 0.25%. Again, trying to challenge those all-time highs. We're within shouting distance, but still bullish on the daily chart. The Dow is up 0.15%, a lousy 40 cents, still slowly pushing higher. And here is the S&P, tacked on 88 cents, still pushing higher. Again, bullish across the board on the daily charts, with SPY, Diamonds, Qs being the strongest, and the small caps and mid caps making little moves here right now. I had a question on some foreign markets like emerging markets, China, Germany. Now, if I come in here, let's zoom out just a little bit. Yeah, something like this. I'm going to draw a trend line for you, and it's going to go from here, and this is what we've been using pretty much. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And then if I come over here, I can sort of do, the same thing, ballpark it, do something like this. Well, what's happened here recently is we're getting a little bit of a break out of there. It is enough. We've broken it by getting through the trend line. The next thing I like to see is a close above the previous high. We didn't do that. We had that shot today on emerging markets and didn't do it. So yes, technically it is a breakout of this channel. I would completely agree. Today's candle does that. However, I still want to close above that price on 913. What was the close? 42.24. We're talking 8 cents. Not far at all. Actually, even less now with it moving after market, but you get the idea. A couple pennies away. Once we clear that high, then we would go back up to the previous high. Now, here's the challenge with that if you're looking for upside targets. So what is that? 43, 43.20? It's only $1 higher. The increments at where the upside targets would be, and then you go back up here, they're pretty small. Even though this is a breakout, technically, I don't think there's a great reward to risk. The one thing it does show me, though, if I was bearish on EEM, this break of the trend line, I couldn't be bearish anymore. Now, if I look at FXI, similar situation. I come up here, let's do a little trend line. And I'm not doing this perfectly, it's just for approximate purposes. There's a line. You can also think down here visually, that's the other line. But now we're breaking it, we're slowly pushing higher. Volume sure is peeling off, though, quickly. That's not exactly a good sign. Similar to emerging markets, previous highs, what we want to take out, but then the next one's sort of up here. There's not a great distance for reward to risk ratios here. But what it does tell me, if I was bearish on EEM or FXI, I couldn't be bearish from a technical perspective anymore. And here's Germany, EWG. If we zoom out, sort of the same thing, not quite as simple and pretty. But if I do drawings, trend line, and I try to pop one in there, ballpark, it looks like that. The trend line's been broken. But also, you have this chop up here that's overhead supply, and then you have the peak up here. I couldn't be bearish necessarily on Germany, EWG. But again, not good from a reward risk perspective. All right, let's visit some of the two of the stocks we talked about last night. Here is NFLX. I said I need to finish, basically up around 300, which is where it was trading when I did the video. We ended up giving back about $6-7 off that price from where we closed today. So we ended up opening, where was the open? 304, closing 293. It's a solid black candle because we closed lower than where we opened, but still higher than the previous day. Today's back and forth action also filled the gap. So the gap fills complete. We still want to close above 300. If that happens, then we can go back up to that previous high. Now IBM was going in the opposite direction. It's dropping down. Big high wave doji here. 136. What was the low? I think it was I was going to say right around 133, 132.91. Downside target's going to be ballpark, nice round number, 130. And then maybe down here, but I think 130 is the bigger number. We break that, it might just blow those right out of the water. Question on Beyond Meat. How is it looking? Not looking so hot from a bullish perspective. In fact, I mean, it's not the greatest neckline in the world, but if I come in here and put that line right there, that would be arguably the neckline. We've broken it, and now we're into the gap. Now the gap fill is down here, ballpark $99. That's still 17, 18 bucks lower. That's the technical target right now. It doesn't matter that volume isn't accelerating, anything like that. We've broken below horizontal support. We're now into the gap, target back down here. If we take a look at Nordstrom's, we can see there's a head down here, left shoulder here, maybe right shoulder here. With there being a gap, the neckline's about 35 bucks. We're getting really, really close here. We're trading a little bit above it right now, but the last time I made a run at it was here on 9/16. The close was 35.57, and then Tuesday was 35.48. We could round it up to 36 bucks, just to be more visually clear about it. Above 36, there's an immediate gap fill up there towards 38. But then if I zoom out, the real target would be up there from about 42 up to 46, all this overhead supply. So keep an eye on Nordstrom's. It is looking decent right now. Volume's not great, but it's still pushing higher. And we'll finish up with Oktoberfest beer. What a great beer. Sam Adams, ticker symbol SAM, $400 stock. If I zoom in, it just closed above the previous high. Target, gap fill, up towards the all-time highs around 440. The stock, when it gapped up here, it came right back down, hit the 20-day. Now we get a gap, even a gap above the 50-day. Technically, it looks strong. We closed near the highs of the day. The target, 430-ish, up to 440-ish. Okay, that is it. Wish you guys all the best. See you in the weekend video. Take care.